Of course, the big story will be Hurricane Ian. We are talking about that. It has strengthened overnight, now a major hurricane, Category 3 hurricane moving over western Cuba right now. And you can see that well-defined eye. So once it moves out over the open waters of the Gulf of Mexico, once again, the very warm, undisturbed waters, it will strengthen even more, likely reaching Category 4 strength as it heads on toward the west coast of Florida. But those winds now 125 miles per hour, and you see that movement off to the north at 12. So it will move off of Cuba a little bit later today and get that strengthening as we head into tomorrow. A Category 4 storm, then it's going to be bearing right down on Tampa Bay as a powerful Category 3 hurricane. And as it moves on shore there, we are talking about significant storm surge flooding along with the winds and heavy rain associated with that. So this could be a very a dangerous situation for folks in Tampa Bay and all up and down the west coast of Florida, in fact, as it will weaken as it moves on into the southeast. But you can see the tropical watches and warnings associated with that all around the west coast of Florida, even on the eastern side. On the Atlantic side, we do have the tropical storm warnings and watches in effect for the almost the entire state of Florida. The Keys heading up to the west coast of Florida with those hurricane warnings in effect as the storm bears down. So as we take a look at the storm surge flooding, this could be very dangerous right around Tampa Bay, with the center of that storm moving onshore right into the mouth of Tampa Bay. So we're talking about a storm surge 5 to 10 feet above normal for the folks there. The heavy range as well could be upwards of 10 to 15 inches in some areas. So we'll have more on that, but we do have a Cleo Green. You're tracking what's happening on social, and folks are already evacuated in those areas, and you have more on that for us.
Yes, Greg, you've been tracking Hurricane Ian's path, and well, we've been pulling up some new video from areas that are now under emergency mandatory evacuations. Now, FEMA just tweeted this video here of how deadly storm surge can actually be. They say if you are in the path of Hurricane Ian, do not let your guard down, listen to your local officials, and follow evacuation orders. Look at this video here from meteorologist Mike Masco here showing us the amount of traffic getting out of Florida on I-4 out of Tampa. It was jam-packed last night. New video here because it really is crunch time across Florida. They're under that state of emergency with some 7,000 National Guard members activated. Tampa Bay is bracing for the worst. It's actually the first direct hit in about 100 years or so. Families, they are boarding up their homes, filling those sandbags, fueling up cars, and emptying store shelves and really getting out. Here at home in Texas, the National Weather Service team in Fort Worth is monitoring the threat of Hurricane Ian as well. The Red Cross of Texas is placing resources across the state, and WFAA just learned that military aircraft from an airbase in Florida is on the way to Fort Worth and other places pending Hurricane Ian's possible wrath. To mention here, Tampa International Airport tweeted this message here saying in preparation for the hurricane, they will suspend all operations today at 5 p.m. The airport will be closed to all visitors, and we're also seeing some cancellations and delays here to Tampa and Sarasota, and that could continue for the next few days.